Red lights will come on. When they go off, we go racing. Here we go. Nice start by Archer. Timed it beautifully. Marzial got away well. But Davis, as Cindy Lux didn't quite get off the line, and that big power in that Mustang Cobra has launched him by his dad, that lime green Cobra on the outside, getting a good start as well. But it looks to be Archer leading down in. Marzial tucks in, and Pilgrim side by side with Davis on the outside of turn 1, Cal.
Great run for Andy. He had a poor qualifying run here last year and finished 14th. Certainly a lot better shape here today. Qualified 6th, already up to 4th.
Boy, Galati got a great start.
He did, and probably too good by the sounds of it, because he's going to get a penalty. Cindy Lux here, having qualified 3rd. She knows this racetrack very well. She is an instructor here at Miller Motorsports Park, so great run for her, but she dropped back here in the early going. Look at Rich Marzial, takes a big look. Big wide sweep through there. And that was through Witchcraft, and now into the Attitudes. I think he had a thought of maybe going to the inside of Tommy Archer. That would have been a surprise for Tommy. Brandon Davis, though, a great start, up to 3rd.
I think the revelation of this weekend is that red and white car, the all-cut concreting entry of Rich Marzial. He is, and he takes a lunge.
Big lunge down the inside. That's at the Black Rock hairpin, and now he tries to get the power down before Tommy Archer. The experience of Archer. He led this race flag to flag last year. He's trying to hold on to the same scenario here today, but Rich Marzial is really putting the pressure on.
Cindy Lux has closed up big time. That blue and white Viper, the Mopar sponsorship on the side, they put together a great program. Was announced in Long Beach, just before Long Beach, and she's on for the whole season, and Mopar is on board, so they got some R&D and testing budget and the like, and boy, is it showing. And of course, as you said, Calvin, she knows this track, and right now she's starting to fill up the mirrors of Brandon Davis. But while we were away, you'll notice that there is no red Viper, and Rich Marzial, after his great qualifying effort and some very aggressive movement in the early laps, has had himself a couple of problems, and we think it was precipitated by a power steering problem. Watch it here, Cal.
There he comes into this corner and just loses the rear end of the car, and we understand from radio communication he's got some kind of steering issue, and then he also reported I got fluid on the tires, so we would assume that that's power steering fluid getting down on these tires. Here he is again, same lap, turning into turn 1, and he just turns it around. So that's a very disappointing result for Rick Marzial, because he had a great run going there.
Boy, Cindy got a run though, and she's looking down to the inside. She's there, and beautiful. Brandon Davis, I think, realized, oh, but she runs wide. Oh! Brandon Davis checked up and said, all right, you go ahead. I don't think you can make that turn. And Cindy just a little bit too hot.
There we see coming through this first series of corners there before the Black Rock hairpin turns in. What a save! That is unbelievable. Great catch there by Tommy Archer.
And we hop on board right now with Pilgrim, and there's your 2 leaders. That's the gap.
Andy watching ahead. He's just praying that that traffic comes into play, but it looks like it's going to work out perfectly for Tommy Archer. He'll get a good clean exit onto this front straightaway, Greg.
And here he comes, Tommy Archer. Again, not running the full season, but nobody better in a Viper than this man, and he proves it once again.
Grid is clear. Kathy Malik with the signboard, 5 seconds. She'll run, jump over the wall. The lights will go on, and when they go off, we'll be racing in Speed GT Championship from Watkens Glen. Round 4 is underway.
Wow, even launch. Really good launch. Randy Popes gets to Porsche, will lead into turn 1.
Tommy Archer in that big V10 powered Dodge Viper. Remember, he won the last round at Miller Motorsports Park in Utah. He slipped through. Pilgrim back to 3rd.
Archer actually ran up on the curb in turn 1 and upset his car a little bit.
But what a great start by Randy Popes. Now it's the drag race. Who has the torque to get up through the S's? Archer beginning to claw at the back of that Porsche.
4th place car, Brandon Davis with the big horsepowered Ford, but they've given him a restriction. They've dropped him from 8,000 revs to 74. He doesn't have the much speed he had last week. Oh, little side-by-side crash back there. They got through it okay, but they did hit.
Michael Galati and Mike McCann. McCann getting the best of Galati in his Cadillac CTSV right there. Right now, Davis in the toe of the boot looks to the inside of Pilgrim.
Got the good run, no doubt about it. Drives it in deeper. Now, can he hold it to the inside? Yeah, he did a good job. Real good job.
good run out of that corner is important. Look at that. That's James Sofronis coming from way back.
There's trouble. There's trouble on the 10 car.
That's problems. Brandon Davis, remember, he had been running third. He has got a problem, definitely off song and off pace, Dorsey. Look at this, the battle for fifth. Eric Curran, even though he doesn't like the handling on that Corvette right now, has just put it to Mike McCann. He had been all over McCann for the last couple of laps. Got it done there in turn one where, as you said, Dorsey, probably the trickiest braking zone on the racetrack, especially if you've got a car that's not too happy in the brake zone. We'll see if Mike McCann can work his way back up. Drama at Watkins Glen, round 4 of the Speed GT Championship. Tommy Archer, who had been hounding Randy Popst for the lead, has come to pit road in his Woodhouse Viper.
He slowed Brian on track before he got it to pit lane. Something went wrong.
In the last corner, the checkered flag awaits. He can coast from here, Dorsey. You see it up there in the upper left? Randy Popst continues his stranglehold on this historic circuit here at Watkins Glen International.
Good start at the grump. Randy Popst, a really strong smooth up the inside there.
You see the guy who's not used maybe to these standing starts, Tommy Milner, qualified 4th in that Aston Martin and gets shuffled back immediately, but had that inside line. And Popst going straight off. Just managed to hang on to it. Tim McKenzie, big sideways, and the number 66 Porsche gathers it up on top of the marbles. And when it's all said and done, Milner didn't do too bad. Ends up sticking it.
We got somebody in the back there.
That's one of the Whelan Engineering Corvettes. That's Sonny Whelan, owner of this team, and he has had an off.
But look at Milner on the outside of Galati. He's not going to make that one work. There's absolutely no grip out there.
But when Milner, look at that, when he pulls the trigger in that V12, things happen. And look at this move. Galati's already defensive. Galati to the inside. Milner saying, doesn't matter, buddy. I am going around you. It's a drag race. Now it's Aston Martin top end versus Porsche brakes. And Milner, beautiful job of kind of closing the door a little bit to dissuade Galati. That was a nice piece of driving. And now here comes Andy Pilgrim taking a run at Michael Galati and doing it under braking into...
Oh, stick it.
Oh, he's there. He's there. Galati squeezing him. They haven't touched. Look at that. Two pros giving each other room. And now that horsepower is probably going to pay off for Pilgrim as we watch it from Mike McCann.
Well, you know, this is going to be a great science experiment to see really who does have that top end. And right now, it looked like that time the Caddy definitely had a little bit more on the Porsche. You've got to be tight. You've got to be so precise. Hit every single apex, you know, because that is the most important thing. If you're at your apex, you're going to be able to pull the trigger, get out of the corner. And when you look at a guy that's successful in this series, Tommy Archer comes to mind because he does not make mistakes.
That's true. Extremely experienced driver. You saw Randy Popst making his move and coming up. He's 10th at this point. Not far behind him was Jim Sofronis, who started virtually dead last. And Jeff Courtney has gone around, sitting in 3rd spot, having a tremendous run, and it just snapped on him. Oh, and Tommy Milner just had it go around on him in that effort to try and get by Brandon Davis. Look who's joined this battle.
This will be great.
Boy,
now
watch
watch
the
Milner.
margin Milner made up. And he is there. He's got speed. They're going to defend to the inside. Milner goes outside. Galati inside. Galati alongside. We're 3 abreast down into the madness. And Milner sweeping the outside. Galati.
Mike's got to push hard, get it back in there.
Oh, and Mike touch. They touch. They're still touching. Giving each other not much room at this point. They finally separated. But it was enough Milner able to get through. Meanwhile, Woodhouse onto the front straight. And Tommy Archer in the Woodhouse Viper takes the win. Davis into second.